The Democrat Party just lost over 2 million registered voters in the biggest political collapse in modern American history. And Republicans, we gained 2.4 million during the same period, creating a massive 4.5 million voter swing that experts say could take Democrats years to recover from, if they ever can. But here's what makes this even more devastating. This isn't just happening in red states or swing states. Blue strongholds like California and New York are watching their own voters abandon ship in record numbers.
I mean, what do they expect when you see these types of levels of insanity?
Back. I have the best news ever.
What? Donald Trump died?
Second best news.
The vice president died?
Okay, third best news.
That Elon Musk died?
Okay, no. Nobody died. My best friend's getting married.
Which one is it?
Taylor Swift! Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged!
At that age, I was worried about Pokemon. I didn't even know who the president was. The only way a kid learns that type of hate is if a parent teaches them that. And I'm not saying once. You got to be telling them that repeatedly. In April, the Network Contagion Research Institute, along with Rutgers University, found that 55% of self-identified left-of-center respondents said that it was at least somewhat justified to murder President Trump. 48% said the same for Elon Musk, and 40% of respondents, including 59.6% of left-of-center respondents, said it was at least somewhat acceptable to destroy a Tesla dealership in protest. This level of insanity is why people are leaving the Democratic Party en masse.
I didn't realize how sick liberals were until this Charlie Kirk situation. Like, I don't want to live on the same planet as these people. Like, I have experienced real racism in my life, actually, you know, and I don't think those people deserve death. You guys can't even deal with an actual, like, political discourse with a center-right political figure. It makes me sick to my stomach that I have to live amongst you. It makes me sick to my stomach that you guys exist in our society. You guys can say whatever you want. Conservatives have a heart and a soul far more than you ever will. More than you ever.
You know, all I gotta say is that you just pushed everyone to go right. Like, there's gonna be a lot more people voting Republican, that's for sure.
And I'm not gonna lie, man, in an attempt to kill Charlie Kirk, they just made a bunch more Charlie Kirks. And I'm not even talking about his politics, but definitely his lifestyle. I've seen a lot of guys saying they want to have a family. I've seen a lot of guys saying they want to get closer to God. They want to become more religious. And this just happened over the past 4 days. This next dude said he's never owned a suit before, but now he owns a suit and his wife. And because of the passing of Charlie Kirk, he has the confidence and he wants to be a better father and a better husband.
You know, I don't come from any kind of money, and I've never owned a suit before. My wife, she bought me this suit. Our anniversary's coming up, and we have a nice anniversary plan. You know, we make a little bit of money now, and I'm proud to say that, because that's certainly not where either one of us comes from. And I feel good in this suit, man. And I just want my wife to know she made me feel good. It's a $300 suit. I ain't never had nothing like this before in my life. And I tell you what, okay, video flip here, so I'm gonna lose some of you. I didn't know Charlie Kirk, never met that guy before in my life. And something else that I've never done before in my life is believe in God. I'm gonna wear this suit to church. I'm gonna go to church. I'm going to try to be a better father, husband, and leader for my family. They deserve that. My phone fell down. I guess that's the devil trying to mess me up right now. I'm gonna try, y'all. Look at this suit. I look good, bro. My wife made me feel this way. Charlie's made me feel this way. Yeah, message over.
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, dog. Hey, Democrats, man, y'all cooked, bro. I'm talking about, man, I be looking at my news feeds, man. I posted that shit about black and white conservatives coming together, man, I had Asians coming in that thing, Latinos coming in that thing. I even think I seen like an Armenian American. Blur. Listen, man, cooked, y'all, cooked, extra crispy, no batter. Y'all might want to just start all the way over. Like, just go ahead and sit out for these little 20 years. Let the people get back, back where they want to be, and forget that y'all snakes, and then y'all try to sneak back in. But as of right now, the Latino community, Asian community, black community, white community, fucking Armenian community. Dog, I done had Filipino Americans in my inbox telling me they with it too. It's over. Charlie Kirk!
Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! The former mayor of Fall River, Massachusetts, and lifelong Democrat Will Flanagan has just announced that he's switching over to the Republican Party. Flanagan noted he had a growing dissatisfaction with the Democratic Party's positions on key policies such as border security, abortion rights, and what he cited as woke policies. Flanagan noted that he's always been a proud Democrat, but over time, the party has moved in a direction that no longer aligns with his values or the needs of his community. Flanagan finished his statement by saying, "I did not leave the Democratic Party, the party left me," and went on to say that he rejects the divisive nature of identity politics.
We got to remember that we dealing with people who think tampons should go in boys' bathroom and men can have babies. I be forgetting that every now and then, because they have already been burdened by what has been.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Fuck your homie dead. Yeah, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me, everybody. Look at me. Look at me.
You. So this woman over here said, "Fuck yo homie, he dead. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk." Famous quotes, ma'am, why do you support the public execution of Charlie Kirk? Why do you support the public execution of Charlie Kirk and care to share with me on campus? Do you feel proud in your ideology, ma'am? You at least gotta look me in the eye and talk about it. I mean, it's something that I'm open to talk about. Why do you support the public execution of Charlie Kirk?
Because he's a terrible person and he deserves to die.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. About the fact that a man who dedicated his life to free speech decided, somebody decided to take his life, assassinate him. They first rated his neck with a 30-06. Yeah.
Fuck your homie, he dead. Both of the ass got hit in the head. Fuck your homie.
The part that nobody wants to say about this is really a war between young men who are finally finding their identity and they have something to fight for versus young women who are deeply mentally ill. They're getting radicalized by these education systems. They've been told that they should reject family, which is a part of their biology. And to reject family, of course, you have to have a certain hatred for men. And the worst part about the whole thing is a lot of ladies think in a hive mind. And these women are being taught that if you are a woman and you like men and you appreciate men, then you are going against the hive mind and you are the enemy. And nothing is worse for a young woman that wants to be accepted than being the enemy of other young women. And so now these radicalized young women are calling for blood. And this is how women usually enact their anger and physical aggression. They call for simps and white knights to do their bidding for them. So now you're going to see 70% of the people that are encouraging this death or mocking this death and encouraging other people to go and kill more people are going to be women encouraging young men who are probably a little bit lost themselves to do their bidding for them. And to be honest, that's the truth about the nature of this culture war.
Authorities just foiled what could have been a possible deadly attack in Utah. 2 men were arrested. One could have possibly been a furry after investigators discovered an explosive device placed under a media vehicle for Fox 13 News. Now, the device was actually lit, meaning they tried to light it, but it did not go off. Police say that these 2 men are behind this. 58-year-old Adib Nasir and 31-year-old Adil Justice Ahmed Nasir, the possible furry. Both of these men are in custody. They were residing in Utah. They are of Pakistani descent, and they have a multitude of charges ranging from explosive, possession of explosive, threat of terrorism, and weapons of mass destruction. It's interesting to note that the house they were residing in had a couple of signs. One read "Let's Go Taco" and the other one read "Is he dead yet?" Authorities also discovered additional explosives in the home, bomb-making materials, illegal firearms, illegal narcotics, and even a couple of hoax weapons of mass destruction. Could this be linked to the mass migration of 2023 and 2024, thanks to the last administration?
If this fight's going to come, let it come now, and let us have it. So that way my children can grow up in the America that my generation and the generation after mine was promised, and the one that we were robbed of and then mocked for losing. You animals killed the only guy that wanted to talk. You people who have no experience with any kind of real violence, the extent of which you might have on Fortnite or video games. Real life isn't a video game. You people have no idea what you've done. The media that pushed it, the morons that supported it, all of you. Something is inherently different now, and you can feel it. You people have opened Pandora's box, and God help all of us. You have no idea what you've done. And all of you disgusting, weak, pathetic animals, pathetic excuse for human beings who have been online mocking what happened. You've been begging for it for years, and my gut tells me you're about to get it. You got rid of the only guy that wanted to talk. Nobody else wants to talk. Nobody else wants to talk.
Well, I'm going to just be honest. When you take a group of young men who were told their entire lives they aren't allowed to be young men, they're more conservative than their parents, they're more conservative than their grandparents, and probably more conservative than their great-grandparents, and they've never had anything to fight for in their lives, maybe it's not a good idea to poke the bear and give them a reason to get violent. These kids are drinking less, they're starting to turn to religion, so eventually they're going to come out of the fog of sedation that we put them in with porn, video games, drugs, alcohol. They're starting to come out of that fog, and when they look around and they realize they don't like what they see, we just hope that they stay civil. People often forget that young men are like the strongest force in society, and if you don't believe that, look at what just recently happened in Nepal. Regardless of what you agree with, these young men are very energetic with their newfound masculinity and conservatism, and I don't think it's a smart idea to start assassinating their heroes and mocking them.
An atheist and you want to be part of the conservative.
They're going to hear Charlie today. They're going to hear Charlie. I don't care. My customers are going to hear him.
I told myself that I was going to wait to address it thoroughly until I was more clear-minded, until I wasn't as emotionally driven. But quite honestly, I don't think that'll ever be the case. Ever since that day, I feel different. And you can say that's selfish, you can say that's inconsistent, so be it. It's the way I feel. But the way I feel isn't really what matters. What really matters is the truth. And the truth is that these people are evil. You can have your conspiracies about what actually transpired. You can have your think pieces about who exactly did it, who they did it with, who they did it for. But all I needed to see were the reactions. All I needed to see were the celebrations, the out-of-context quotes to fuel justification, the celebrations of a wife, a daughter, and a son having to see that. The reactions to a man who, whether it made him look good or it made him look bad, still promoted open and honest dialogue either way. That was all I needed to know, that if they had the chance, no matter what the actual motive was, they would have used their reasons to do the exact same thing. I said it before when it seemed like I was in the minority. I said it again, and I'll say it another. These people have set a precedent that states, even if you aren't directly hurting anyone, if you have an opinion or benefit in any way that they believe is detrimental to their in-group's health or life, then you deserve to have yours taken. The bank that denies your loan, the doctor that refuses to do an abortion, the woman that refuses to bake a cake, the random 25-year-old with the wrong opinion about some forever war across the world, the college kid that decided it just wasn't worth the effort to actually boycott Starbucks. Where does it end? It doesn't end until the echo chamber is the only chamber. And whoever's in their way is simply the price they'll pay. That includes me, and that includes you. They called him a fascist. You don't know what fascism is. This man died behind giving you people opportunities to tell him to his face how much you disagreed with him. And guess what? Now you no longer get to. So why are you celebrating? How is this a success? How is radicalizing the people that aren't willing to give you a chance to speak even more than they already were a success? It's a success because you people are demonic. And yes, if one of you is following me, that includes you too. For those with common sense, you may find yourself struggling with day-to-day conversations. You may find yourself struggling with your day-to-day content. They may seem meaningless. They may even seem dangerous. I've had those thoughts running through my mind as well. But now, more than ever, we need to think the opposite. You need to spread your word and the word as much as possible. I don't care if you got 2 followers. I don't care if you got 2 million. Make your voice heard and stand your ground. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
What did I say the other day? Charlie Kirk's death was going to cause people to dive more deeply into his content, amplifying his message at least tenfold. What's been my FYP today? People diving into Charlie Kirk's content, amplifying his message 100-fold. Because you told everybody, your friends and people online, that he was racist and he hated LGBT and all this other good stuff. Guess what people are doing? They're doing what you are always telling them to do. Educating themselves. And go figure, when they actually educate themselves and they watch Charlie's content, they figure out that you were just lying on a fucking dead man like a toxic, narcissistic, gaslighting piece of shit. Like I know you to be. Like, seriously. I think people on the left know that they just shouldn't be a thing anymore, and they've just gradually been sabotaging themselves this entire 2025 cycle. They know they're not going to win midterms. They know they're not going to win another presidency. So they're just trying to make it look like they went down fighting so that they can save face later. Because everything that you have been doing this year has literally been just actively pushing people away from your side of the fence. And you seem to think that doubling, tripling down on your behavior is just going to magically work one day. Dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, one of the first quotes that I started to see going viral is people saying that they shouldn't feel empathy because Charlie Kirk doesn't believe in empathy. But here's the full quote. I can't stand the word empathy. I think empathy is a made-up new age term and it does a lot of damage. Sympathy is a better word because empathy means you are actually feeling what another person feels, and no one can feel what another person feels. You have to understand that the people who wanted to misrepresent him before his body was even cold, they looked up that quote. I know they'd seen the full quote. They decided to cut that little piece out and misrepresent him by spreading that everywhere. Now, the rest of the 90%, that was probably the first 10% of people who are heavily motivated by hatred, but the rest of the 90% of people were probably just repeating it, just following the trends because they heard other people saying it. But either way, it's a horrible misrepresentation of somebody, and it was done purposefully. And I'm telling you right now, these young men are tired of being lied to, and the ones that have the wherewithal to look into this are gonna get even angrier.
The amount of people I had to unfollow that joked about the assassination and saying that it was deserved is fucking wild. I literally had to block my famous mutuals that posted about it. People that switched up on Dean Withers for him crying. Well, of course you're gonna cry when you see somebody that you knew die. That's so fucked up, and people are calling him a piece of shit. You're so fucked up for that. You have no sympathy. You have no heart. You are just a heartless piece of shit. You have no fucking heart at all. You cannot claim to be morally superior and, you know, talk about all the other shit that you stand on and say you have sympathy for all this other shit until it comes to someone you don't like lose a life. You're fucking sick. You are a hypocrite. You cannot call somebody a fascist when you say that they deserve consequences for their actions for speaking. It's not right.
Well, they just confirmed that he died. So one question for all of you. What does this solve? What does this solve for you, for whatever side you're on, for our country? What does this solve?
I'm not a very political person, but one thing about Charlie Kirk's death and how people are reacting to it just kind of shows that we got a lot of animals on this planet who are pretending to be human. And it's really sad to see.
The Democratic Party has literally turned into a terrorist organization. And no, I am not exaggerating. A terrorist is someone who uses violence or uses the threat of violence to push their ideologies, whether that be political, religious, whatever. And every single person who is cheering that Charlie Kirk just got shot, who is cheering on his shooter, you are now a part of a terrorist organization. I'm honestly so scared for this country right now because it is becoming more and more clear how many domestic terrorists we have in this country that will use violence, will use the threat of violence, or will cheer on violence to silence people that don't agree with them. Anyone who is cheering this on, anyone who is supporting this, number one, you're literally supporting a terrorist attack. Number two, you should be jailed and charged with terrorism. You should. This is a terrorist attack against one of our own citizens, and you people are sitting here cheering it on. You are the group of violence. You are the party of fear-mongering, intimidation, and you are becoming a domestic terrorist group.
Fortunately, right-wing commentator Charlie Kirk has passed away. He was shot in the neck today at one of his college events, and I see a lot of people on the left celebrating his death. And before this, I was a conservative. I was a Republican. And what I mean by that is I was an independent who sometimes agreed with the right. I thought y'all were crazy, the left is crazy. I'm not really about that, but I would vote both ways. Going forward after today and seeing how liberals and leftists and Democrats are acting towards this, I am never voting Democrat again. Ever again. For the rest of my life, I will always vote Republican. I don't care. I grew up without a father. Charlie Kirk has 2 innocent children who will not remember him or have very vague memories of him. As somebody without a father, I can tell you for the rest of my life there will always be a hole in my heart the shape of my father. Now, my father left voluntarily. Charlie Kirk didn't. And those children will never get to meet their father. His daughter doesn't have a father to walk her down the aisle. And I can tell you right here, right now, that shit's not fun. I've had to sit here and think, who's gonna walk me down the aisle when I was 10? My mother's the answer, obviously, but still, it's not a fun question you have to ask. And honestly, sorry, that was my alarm to take my medication, but I seriously have no other words for the left other than what the fuck is wrong with you? Literally, AOC could die tomorrow, and y'all know how much I don't like that woman, and I would still be upset for her family and conduct myself in a respectful manner, because I'm not an evil bitch. That's what you are. You are evil bitches. I'm sorry, but it's true. And I vow today, I will never vote for another fucking Democrat again. Fuck that, and I know I'm not the only Republican who feels it.
I think today is legitimately the first day I can actually say and be confident about this claim. The Democrats right now are the largest terrorist organization in America right now. We see it year after year, BLM, burning cities down, burning government buildings, burning small businesses, attacking police officers, the list goes on. And then breaking news, we just had MSNBC, they literally just admitted they have no details, literally zero details on what happened, but they can actually make the claim that it was a Charlie Kirk supporter who shot him. They might have been shooting in celebration of Charlie Kirk and missed. That makes no sense. They said they have no detail, yet they can say that it was probably a Charlie Kirk supporter. These people are insane. If you're a Democrat and you can't wake up from this, I pray for you so fucking bad.
So far, I've seen videos of just the left being pro-unaliving political opponents, whether that be Trump, J.D. Vance, people celebrating what happened to Charlie Kirk today. It's just disgusting behavior. The fact that I have been a part of the left for 7 years, I never thought we'd get to the point where I would have to look at my own party and be like, oh, hold on, I can't support you anymore because everything that you are doing right now is against your political viewpoints and your values and beliefs. To sit here and promote gun violence against your opponents is wrong. And arguably makes you worse than the other side, because you're basically saying these people deserve to be unalived because our political beliefs are more important and should stand and should have more value than a human life. Ooh. Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me at all. Ooh.
I am done. I am not going to vote Democrat anymore. I did leave the left because I was getting sick and tired of their behavior. But I was considering myself to be in the center. No. Whoever did this just fucked up. And I'm seeing a lot of people who were on the left say that they're no longer going to be on the left anymore. I still have my same beliefs. I still support the communities that I support, and I will still vote for people who align with those beliefs, but it's not going to be a Democrat. I'm done. You guys are disgusting. The shit that you're saying is fucking horrible. You should be extremely ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to be the party of empathy. Where the fuck is the empathy? I'm done. And as always, you guys, to my followers, have a great day. To the people who are saying this horrible, awful shit, have the day you deserve.
So I'm very aware that when you look at me, you see the hair and the nose ring, you probably think I'm a huge liberal. I love living in America. I love this country. I am a die-hard centrist. I have a lot of liberal views and I have a lot of conservative views, but most of the time I'm able to see the gray in areas and come to a critically thought out conclusion about the right and wrong. The amount of people I've had to unfriend or unfollow because they're cheering and happy about what happened today is very disheartening. And if you're following me on here and you're upset that I'm not cheering and woohoo, please unfollow me. I'm sorry if you followed me because of the way I looked. We live in a country where I can look the way I want to look and I can have the opinions I want to have and say the things I want to have because of where we live. And this is an attack on freedom of speech, no matter how you look at it, whether you like Charlie, you didn't like Charlie. I only believe in the death penalty for murderers and child abusers, not somebody who's debating people and giving people with different opinions platform, whether he agrees with them or disagrees. He's giving everybody chances to talk. This is disgusting. A lot of people are acting really gross about this, and I feel horrible for his family. It's honestly just like kind of scary to like he was so young and he was just on a college campus.
Get ready to ride the red wave, forget the red tsunami. The energy that I've been feeling in the country over the last 4 days has definitely shifted. You see people becoming more spiritual. You see people becoming more conservative. You see people caring about the things that actually matter in life and reflecting on the things that actually matter in life. And that's what you call an impact. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's help brother. I was with the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.